a letter unique in an infinite scroll, both a guest and a gift in this life I am living. May I be for a blessing as I come and I go. I come and I go. Awaken my soul to all its potential. A letter unique in an infinite scroll, both a guest and a gift in this life I am living. May I be for a blessing, may I be for a blessing as I come and I go. I come and I go. Awaken my soul to all its potential. A letter unique in an infinite scroll, both a guest and a gift in this life I am living. May I be for a blessing as I come and I go. I come and I go.
This Shabbat, we are once again Bihar at the mountain of meeting, reminded by the Holy One of the covenant we keep. There are three participants: God, the people Israel, and the land of Israel. Far away, as it often seems, the state of Israel remains very close as a distant dream. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel underscores, well-meaning people used to say that a Jewish state would be an answer to all our questions. In truth, the state of Israel is a challenge to many of our answers. Israel is a call to every one of us as an individual to participate in the process of redemption, in seeing that justice prevails over power, that meaning transcends the monsters of absurdity. Israel is a call which we cannot answer vicariously. Make no mistake, this Shabbat, with all the brokenness of our people, all the blood spilt on the land, all the discord and division, the dream still echoes. Now more than ever, the call of covenant comes to us to respond.
Awaken my soul to all its potential. A letter unique in an infinite scroll, both a guest and a gift in this life I am living. May I be for a blessing. May I be for a blessing as I come and I go. I come and I go. I come and I go. I come and I go.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
If you reach under those seats, Mishkan Tefillah, our prayer book just pops out. A Reformed Siddur. We kindle the lights of Shabbat, page 120. Page 120. Hey, guys.
Valerie.
Whoa. Come on. You don't need a book. You don't need a book. Come on. Not me. No.
Just the women. As these Shabbat
I can't talk, sorry.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We turn the pages, we rise for Kiddush. That's yours. You hold that cup.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu vacharta beotanu kidasha Ohamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Delicious, right? Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
On page 142, greeting the angels of peace of Shabbat, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Shalom aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
On 131, Shir Chadash, sing a new song.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
We are ready to greet the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi on 138. Remember, when we get to that last verse, we actually rise and face the rear door, not to face the ushers at the door, but rather to greet the radiance of the Sabbath presence, the Shabbat bride. After that, take a minute. Greet somebody. Let them know you're glad they're here. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'ribor echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad ushmo echad, l'shem ul tiferet v'li tila. לקראת שבת, לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורק קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום הטרף בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
So we're going to, whenever the cantor comes back to the bema, we're going to transition seamlessly, remaining standing for the Baruch Hu on page 146. We remain standing for the Baruch Hu, page 146, through the Shema. 146, we rise.
Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed.
Our prayer together in the bottom of 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over?
Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch Atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. On 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Be'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha, behayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, vishinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uvsholchbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Emet. How do we understand that path that lets us get to the other side? How do we understand a miracle? The Lubavitcher Rebbe relates several travelers were warming themselves around a fire at a roadside inn. They began to sing praises of their respective rabbis. One said for over 10 years, we wanted to have children, but could not. After being blessed by our rabbi, the next year we had a daughter. Another spoke of the rabbi's prayer bringing back his wayward son. Finally, one man spoke up, my rabbi blessed my business venture, and I lost tens of thousands of dollars. So what's the miracle, another asked. The man replied, that I still belong to his congregation. Rather than see the blessings as divinely endowed, the real miracle is for us to discover, even in those difficulties and life disappointments, the strength to see beyond them. Armi Chamocha, page 158.
Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai yai dai dai yai dai 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 yai dai 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh no ra tehilot oseh no ra Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai da dai 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 yai da dai. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai.
Atop 161, our hope for a shelter of peace, or actually our prayer that we can create it.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Behamidenu, Shomrenu Lechayim, Ufros Aleinu, Sukat Shlomecha, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Shalom, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We rise on 164 for the tefillah.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanorah, El Elyon, chasadim tovim vekonei hakol vezocher chastei avot v'imachot umevi geula livnei v'neihem leman shemo be'ahava melech ozer umoshia umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah Atah giboy leolam Adonai Mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia Morid hatal Mechalkel chayim bechesed Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim berofei cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha bal gevurot Umido melach Melech meimit umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We take a few minutes for our own personal prayer, either the prayers on the page through 180 or the prayers of your own heart. No? It's just sound meditation.
Adonai tzuri v'go'ali Adonai tzuri v'go'ali Lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'go'ali Adonai tzuri v'go'ali May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehu leratzon imrei fi v'hegyon libi lefanecha
time. What? No, not Shalom. We're just saying your little
We should
you.
keep talking. This is
We
fun.
should. We
Yeah,
are.
this is
We're just
good.
deciding what we're going to do next because we just changed. But it's all good. We're going to rise as a congregation and offer 2 prayers of hope.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
One is going to be a prayer for Israel. We're going to do a little text exchange on Israel in a few minutes, and the other is our prayer for healing. They're really both prayers for healing, so we put them together. God of old, we know the price of safety. We know the cost of security. We know the dangers ahead. This is not easy. This is not desired. And yet we cannot be held captive to hatred and violence. How much longer should we wait? O source of peace, help us fill the world with peace. Inspire us to be the Israel that brings goodness, blessing, grace, kindness, and compassion to all the world.
להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים.
And much closer to home, those in our personal circles, our family, our friends who are struggling against sickness, who so long to be healed.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו, may the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We especially call to mind at this moment of prayer for healing my Uncle Jerry Gallner, Pat Ryan, Marlo Wiggins, Stanley Tereski, Paul Wiggins, Dick Stone, Enid Elton, Andy Rosenthal, Joseph Spinelli, Jody Kahn, Sam Phillip, Ariel Eden, Ian Spear, Joanne Tobin, Abby Zatoon, Barry Fenner, Jeffrey Amder, Kristen Harris, Irv Cohen, June Foreman, Millie Marmer, Jack Blumenfrucht, Kira Ruttman, Frank Fozzolari, Jack Pearsall, Jill Rhodes, Joe Brill, Michael Murphy, Stephen Gutman, Rabbi Sarah Friedson, Nora Gazinski, Eileen Mizzullo, Brad Dembski, Donna Bookstein, Elise Silverman, and Dan Bond. Anyone here add a name in hopes of healing?
מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Sorry about that.
You give me 12 minutes, I'll give you the world. That's all I need. And you know what? I see Jason Sanders here. I need your help. Come on up here. You're going to be my reader. Not because you're tall or going to Duke. None of that. None of that. Make sure this mic is on here. Go to my mic right here. Is that right? Yeah, excellent. I need one from my reader. Hold on, let me just steal one of these guys. Thank you so much. All right. We're not going to read the whole thing. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Lulu's thinking, come on, I'm hungry. What's going on? Anyway, so everybody has, basically? No, this is the middle section. I'm just saying, we pay you ushers so well, and... So just in case you think that Torah somehow is an old dusty scroll that only, old people, when I was growing up, I would say old men with beards read. That's not the case at all. All you need is one line to help you understand. October 7th, day 230. It's just unthinkable. I was listening to a podcast from the Shalom Hartman Institute, probably the best trans-denominational think tank in Israel. One modern Orthodox Jew, Rabbi, Daniel Hartman, the son of the founder and now who runs the Institute, and Yossi Klein Halevi, great award-winning author and teacher. And they said, I think rightly, that the extremes win the spotlight almost every time. Either the far left, Zionism is colonialism, they question Israel's very right to exist, or the far right, Zionism as ultranationalism, settler vigilantism that we see. They question that the Palestinian people are even a people. Anti-Zionism needs to be reframed, and so we have to learn to tell a different story. One verse is all you need. Look at the top. This is in the middle of the Bahar, right? This week's portion. V'ha'aretz lo timaker l'tzmitut, but the land must not be sold beyond reclaim. Ki li haaretz, for the land is mine. God's talking. And you are but strangers resident with me. Or you are but resident strangers with me. Okay. What does that mean? I'm going to read the first couple, and then Jason's kicking in. The JPS says, what does l'tzmitut mean? It means in perpetuity, but what it really means is, like in a contract, the land cannot be ever finally, ultimately handed over. Why? The land is not ours. Do you buy land in the land of Israel? If you live in Jerusalem or Ra'anana, you lease it for 99 years. It is not your land. All right? Do we need the second one? Yeah, the second one's good. The second one is Nechama. She's starting, and what do they say about the land? Do not eye it with lust, for it is not yours to keep. The Jubilee year, the 50th year, was designed to counter man's natural acquisitive instincts. The 50th year, when all the land went back to its original owners, was so that we could bring back the original equally based distribution among all parts of the people, which just reminds us there is room enough somehow for everyone. How is the question? Rather than read these two, let me ask you, what's the contradiction with telling us that we are resident strangers or resident aliens? What's the problem with that? We are Gerim and Toshavim. What does that mean? Gerim would mean we're strangers. Toshavim would mean we're residents. How can you be both? And so I'll give you just the second one. The reason that the sale of the land is never, no, that's not the one I want. I want the other one. In other words, the relationship between you and me is always that of residents and strangers. If you live in this world like strangers, remembering you are here but temporarily, then I will be residents in your midst, and my presence will dwell permanently. But if you regard yourselves as permanent owners of your land and all you have, then my presence will be to you as that of the stranger, seldom seen and hardly known. What is the Holy One trying to tell us, or really the Rabbi Ohel Yaakov of the 19th century trying to tell us about this little contradiction? What's the goal? How do we exist on this holy land? Everybody's get along. You know what? If you're haughty, you're in trouble. If you approach life with humility, you'll be okay. And so will all the, so in fact, if you approach with humility, knowing, you're here just for a short visit, everybody dies, everybody leaves this life, and all the stuff you have, you do not take with you. If you approach this with humility of heart, you'll be more likely to get along and make room for the other, whoever the other is, as long as they're making room for you. Let's be serious. Okay? Now we get the key. 2 key commentaries that we will read, except Jason will read. I know this is going to cost me. First, Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook was the chief rabbi of the British Mandate, the first chief rabbi of Palestine. Sort of a mystic guy, very cool, and a visionary. Give us the Cook.
Eretz Yisrael is not something apart from the soul of the Jewish people. It is no mere national possession serving as a means of unifying our people. Eretz Yisrael is part of the very essence of our nationhood. It is bound organically to its very life and inner being. To regard Eretz Yisrael as merely a tool for establishing our national unity, or even for sustaining our religion in the diaspora by preserving its proper character and its faith, is a sterile notion. It is unworthy of the holiness of Eretz Yisrael. From the life conductor does the Jubilee emanate as a spiritual momentum to remedy the faults of these past years, restoring national life to its original conception. People may have become slaves once more, forgetting their noble status. Then comes the Jubilee, a restoration of individual self-respect among all Israel emanating from the life-giving stream of the sacred. In place of the inequalities brought about by human fallibility, the balance of life is restored.
So what is the Jubilee? The Jubilee is every 50 years, 7 times 7, 49, and every 50 years. So in ancient Israel, the Jubilee, the land would return to its original owner. And everybody would go back to their original holdings, which meant that you would go back to your family, your legacy. So everybody had a chance to recalibrate the balance. Slaves would be freed, unless they wanted to remain servants to that family. Everybody would sort of go back, and justice would be realigned. Great system. Why?
This is the meaning of the Jews' undying love for Eretz Yisrael, the land of holiness. This yearning for a true life, one that is fashioned by the commandments of Torah and illumined by all its uplifting splendor. This is the source of courage which moves the Jews to affirm, before all the world, his loyalty to the heritage of his people, to the preservation of its identity and values, and to the upholding of its faith and vision in the land.
Zionism's call is to Kedusha, to holiness. We were in the diner. Was it last Thursday night? 2 Thursday nights ago. Oh, was this last Thursday night? Well, with our Israeli friends.
Yeah, last Thursday.
So last Thursday night, we were in the diner, post-con, 11th, 12th grade meets in the diner, Jason, one of them, and we had 2 Shinim, 2 18-year-olds who were doing their year of service before they go into the army. They just happen to be here when all their friends who are there are in the army. And I asked the question that one of the articles intimated. I said, do you ever talk about Zionism, like with your family? Do you ever talk about, the dream of Zion or what Zionism is? And one of them said, no, we're just there. That's just who we are. And then I asked, is Zionism a dirty word? I mean, do people, because in America, with anti-Zionism and sort of severe anti-Semitism, that we see Zionism as sort of like, not, and they said, no, we just take it as a given. That's just who we are. Yossi Klein Halevi on the same podcast, his wife went to Stanford and got I think a PhD there, and he said he went to talk there, encouraged by his wife, and he was met by signs. Zionism is genocide. That was the sign, and he thought, we have to tell a different story. Zionism is a 3,000-year-old dream of living in the land, of making the land, become the vision of the prophets, that justice and righteousness will roll down like a mighty stream, and then of longing for the land for 2,000 years. But we're not there yet. We're there, but we're not there. The struggle that Israel faces today is really not for the soul of America, but the soul of Zionism. It is to reclaim what Zionism could be. I found nobody else better who said it than Bret Stephens. Take a look at Bret Stephens, a.k.a. Jason Senders. Go ahead.
Seen at a distance, Zionism is just the Jewish branch of the global phenomenon known as nationalism. In many senses, it is. But Zionism isn't mere nationalism, given that Jewishness isn't merely a national identity. The goal of Zionism isn't merely to give Jews a place among the nations. It's to make Israel a light unto the nations. A Jewish state is not just a political and security concept, it is also a civilizational aspiration, a choice to rediscover, rearticulate, and redevelop a uniquely Jewish way of thinking, being, and doing in the world, creating a healthier model of human community. The struggle for Zion begins with a quest for a homeland, but it doesn't end there. A homeland isn't truly free until it is self-governing, but self-governance doesn't lead to freedom unless its rulers are bound by law and the consent of the governed. Democracy is the essential precondition for living a free life, but there is also the need for freedom from want and fear. The blessings of a prosperous and secure state are not sufficient for freedom. There's also the need for moral, spiritual, and intellectual freedom, both at the individual and national level. The pursuit of ever fuller freedoms is often a blessing, but it becomes a curse when it diminishes or blocks the same pursuit by others. To say that Zionism remains a freedom struggle does not merely vindicate the distance it has traveled, it reminds us that the journey is far, far from over.
So what does Bret Stephens say? Notice when he wrote this. In spring of 22, right? This is before, right? This is, I believe, unless I'm doing the math wrong. No, wait a minute. This has to be the beginning of the Netanyahu government's judicial reforms. This had to be the beginning of that, right? But his concerns still speak to us today. Because with Israel embroiled in a very difficult war, the loss of life nobody wants to see, and yet a security that we need, it's a tension that they live with, but a majority of the peoplehood of Israel, around 74%, would like to see everything done and would like to begin a moral conversation that tries to bring back a sense of civility in the land. It's hard to do it at this moment in time because there are so many other things. Is Netanyahu going to be arrested by the international courts? I don't think so. But the understanding of and the image of Israel in the world is a challenge to all of us. That we need a sense of what's next and a sense that we can live in a land with secure borders, with a Palestinian people or entity someplace living with secure borders as well. But that means not going to the extremes. What is the best defense against anti-Semitism? Alex Edelman, who did his one-man show, I don't remember what the one-man show was called on Broadway. Right, Just for Us. Here's his quote was, the best response to anti-Semitism is extra-Semitism. I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I think that the best response, our response to anti-Zionism, Zionism is an inevitable part of the people of Israel. You're part of Israel? Your Zion is part of your identity. But our response should be extra-Zionism. It should be understanding what Israel's about and realizing that we can reclaim the story and hopefully imagine the dream. Here's what Herzl said. I'm ending with this. I'm not making Jason read. From the Jewish state in 1898. You don't have it. This is the end of the Jewish state. Herzl's dream. Remember, he said, maybe this will happen in 50 years. 1898, do the math. 1948, he died in 1904. We shall at last live as free men on our own soil and die peacefully in our own homes. The world will be freed by our liberty, enriched by our insight, magnified by our greatness, and whatever we accomplish there for our own welfare will be to the benefit and the good of all humankind. That's the dream of Zion. We got a long way to go, but don't forget the dream. Take it home. Okay. Thanks, Jason.
Yep.
on page 586, we rise for Aleinu as we call our B'nai Mitzvah on deck, Morgan Meyer, to come on up. Taylor, excuse me, and attend the Ark. You know, I just want to,
In the family. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekeru l'liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום
This Memorial Day weekend Shabbat, let Abraham Lincoln's words frame our moment of memory. What constitutes the bulwark of our liberty? It is not our frowning battlements, our army and our navy. These are not our reliance against tyranny. Our reliance is the love of liberty which God has implanted in us. Our defense is in the spirit which prizes liberty as the heritage of all, in all lands, everywhere. Destroy this spirit, and you have planted the seeds of despotism at your own door. Accustomed to trample the rights of others, you have lost the genius of your independence. We tribute centuries of soldiers who have given their lives to defeat the tyranny that still threatens our world even today, so that liberty and justice for all might live. To all whose lives are the memorial that we carry inside, who fought and taught us to be who we are. We especially call to mind at this moment of memory the Yortsites observed this Shabbat of Larry Buchan, Henry Stampleman, founding and first secretary of Larchmont Temple, Ruth Berger, Molly K. Cohn, Robert Haubin, Sandra Flegel Hirsch, Zyla Mankin, Elizabeth Hilbert, Ernest Freiborg, Martin Bernhardt, Thelma Weingart, Howard Hirsch, Emmanuel Brandis, Sarah Lynn Blatt, Susan Jo Thal, Selma Susnick, Gabriel Feldman Rosengart, Sissy Watka, Alice Levy-Lesser, Dorothy Weiss, Leona Glass, James Ellis, Jerry Cohen, Harry Blum, Jodine Shankerman, Arnold Haas, Shirley H. Cook, Jurgen Elkin, Audrey Gertner, Marla Sands, Barbara Bennett Rones, Florence Slavin, Michelle Cangiano-Met, Edward Wolfe, Henry Lieberman, Jeffrey Spiegel, Stephen Kravitz, Fran Katzenstein, Corrine Schub, Della Speckman, Blanche Zuckerman, Fanny Koch, Pauline Taylor, Celia Greenwald, and Rose Coppelson. Anyone here add a name in sacred remembrance? To those names we link too many who have recently, within the past 30 days, been laid to their eternal rest. Gregory Schrislep, husband of Resa, father of Boris and Jackie, Ellen, Iofi, and Robert, grandfather of Ian, Eve, Lucy, Michael, and Celine. Herbert Schumann, husband of Dale, father of Keith, Lisa, Stacy, and John, grandfather of Justin, Jessica, Dylan, Greer, and Julian, great-grandfather of Jada and Ryder. Marion Froelich, mother of Carol and Peter, grandma of 3, great-grandmother of 4, predeceased by her husband Henry. Joel Peter Katz, husband of Harriet, father of Gabby, Leonardo, Eva, and Roberto, grandfather of 9, great-grandfather of 5. Betty Kaplan, mother of Charles, grandma of 2, great-grandmother of 5. Stanley Becker, father of David and Debbie, grandfather of 4, great-grandfather of 2. Alex Kleinman, son of Elizabeth Graves, and baby Eitan Lave, grandnephew of Alina Tugend. Especially, we also call to mind Diane Blum, wife of Bud Motzkin, mother of Jordan and Jonathan, grandma of Isla and Arlo, who will be laid to eternal rest this Sunday. We also link 2 years to the day, the 19, 10, and 11-year-olds and the 2 teachers, the victims of the Uvalde massacre, that horrendous school shooting. Their memories and love still live. Joining together on 598 in words of Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olomei maya Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit ba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shmei d'kudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata da'mi ran bi'alma v'imru amen Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen oseh shalom bimromav Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be our blessing. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's nice to see everyone this evening. Thank you to our rabbi and cantor, as always. And thank you for the uplifting music that always accompanies each service. I have some announcements this evening. For tomorrow, we have 9 a.m. Chevra Torah. That's at the Jacobson Chapel. I was told that there is no lay-led minyan tomorrow morning. If you'd like to say Kaddish, please go upstairs to the Bat Mitzvah. 10:30 a.m. is our B'nai Mitzvah service. We'd like to give an early Mazel Tov to Lulu Leon. I was assured that you will do it very well. We will be honoring the 36-plus year members of our congregation. Carol Schaff, I'm sure, will be leading the way. This is the original minions. The original for years, 36 years, the originals. That will be on Friday, May 31st. There'll be a special service with a 6:30 pre-oneg, wine and cheese in the sanctuary lobby. 7 o'clock will be the Shabbat service. And 8 p.m., 36-plus year cohort invited to a dinner with our clergy. There'll be a separate email invitation with an RSVP required. We also have Shavuot. Confirmation will be Tuesday, June 11th. 7 p.m., Erev Shavuot is our service of confirmation. That'll be sanctuary, as well as Make Your Own Sunday, Oneg following in the garden room. Wednesday, June 12th at 9 a.m., Shavuot Yisker service will be in the sanctuary. Our annual congregational meeting, Friday, June 14th, 6 p.m. That'll be in the social hall. Appetizers and light food will be served. 7 p.m., festive Kabbalat Shabbat, and installation of board and officers will be in the sanctuary. Shabbat Shalom.
We'll get a little foresight of next week's service honoring our 36-plus years. We went digging through the archives for music. Next week, we'll have Shir Ami up here as well. But this is how we'll close next week, too. So for those of you who have been here a while, You're welcome. And for those of you for whom this is new, don't worry, you can clap along and bring your energy. Whoa,
You just lost up.
I'm falling apart. Oh, Adonalum on page 625, or maybe the words live within you, wherever they are. Adonalum asher malach, I did it, I Beterem kol yetzir nivra, I Leit nasa v'chefso kol, Azai melech shmo nikra, Ve'acharei kichlot hakol, levado imloch nora, ve'hu haya, ve'hu oveh, ve'hu yeh b'tifara, Adon olam asher malach, Beterem kol yetzir nivra, Le'nasa v'chefso kol, Azai melech shmo nikra, Ve'hu echad ve'hinshini, Leham shilo, lehachbira, beli reshit, beli tachlit, velo az ve'hamizra, Adon olam asher malach, Beterem kol yetzir nivra, Le'nasa v'chefso kol, Azai melech shmo nikra, Ve'hu eli, v'chai goali, v'tzur chivli, v'tzara, ve'hu nisi, umanos li, menakosir b'yom ekra, Adon olam asher malach, Beterem kol yetzir nivra, Le'nasa v'chefso kol, Azai melech shmo nikra, Beyado avkid ruchi, b'tishan ve'ayira, ve'im ruchi, geviati, Adonai li velo ira, Adon olam asher malach, Beterem kol yetzir nivra, Le'nasa v'chefso kol, Azai melech shmo nikra,
Shabbat shalom.
It's 1995.
That's pretty good.